What's up, YouTube? I'm G Infinite. Today, I'll be doing an exclusive countdown of my top 10 Build-A-Figures. I decided to do the Build-A-Figures because I know that Hasbro has had some new Build-A-Figures just recently released, and of course, Toy Biz is still very dominant with their Build-A-Figures as well. So I'm gonna combine my top 10 based on the old and new. So I hope you enjoy. This is the episode on Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures. Alright guys, starting off at number 10, it's Hank Pym, the Ant-Man. Very cool Build-A-Figure. When I first got this is done by Toy Biz, and this Build-A-Figure is just a massive structure. I mean, in height, obviously you can tell Ant-Man, the size differential is very tall there. We're talking about, about 12 to 13 inches in height. So this figure really stands out, especially if you're putting him in that whole old school vibe of the Avengers, with the old school Iron Man and Thor and so forth. This is just one of those figures that definitely stick out. And I like what Toy Biz did with this figure. They gave him that old school comic vibe, and very cool. If you can tell, this is the number 10. I wanted to break it out with Ant-Man. I just feel that Ant-Man is a really good character within the Avengers. Not only within the Avengers, but Ant-Man definitely plays a big role even in the MCU. So this is Hank Pym as the Ant-Man, and this was done by Marvel Legends Toy Biz, and this is the Ant-Man Build-A-Figure. Alright guys, so here at number 9 is the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure done by Hasbro. This Juggernaut Build-A-Figure is just so cool that they came out in an X-Men wave, and he's so massive. Then they dropped him with a really cool cable. So really like this Juggernaut figure. I definitely think one of the reasons why I chose Juggernaut is just his backstory, and not only that, but this is the half-brother of Dr. Charles Xavier. So I really think Hasbro did a great job. And for those of you that don't know, there is Charles Xavier will be coming out as Professor X through a wave. So look at that. That'll be probably coming out sometime soon through GameStop. And definitely a figure that you guys have to pick up. But definitely the Juggernaut, very cool, massive, very bulky. I like what they did with this figure. Obviously, I did an episode on him, so I'm not going to take too much time. But definitely the Juggernaut stands tall at number 9. Alright guys, standing tall at a strong number 8 is Sauron. Sauron is just a really cool figure. When he first dropped, they actually got it right. Hasbro did an amazing job actually with this Build-A-Figure. Just the tones of green, and you could tell that Sauron is definitely from the Savage Land. So it's just a really nice figure to have, especially if you have the box set with Kazar and Sabu and so forth. Just a really cool display to put him in. And I definitely think Sauron is one of those figures within the X-Men wave. He was dropped with the Deadpool wave actually. And I was really excited to get this figure and build them. So Sauron definitely is one of those figures that just very good detail and just an amazing job done by Hasbro on this figure. And he definitely is definitely one of those contenders. It was between him being either number 8 or number 7, but like I said, it's up to opinion, and Sauron stands at number 8. Alright guys, so coming in at number 7 is Monster Venom, the Build-A-Figure from Hasbro. This Build-A-Figure came out with the Venom wave, and came out with really cool figures such as Carnage and Venom. But this is a really well done Venom. Like how the symbiote is just coming out from the back, and it's just a massive Venom. The proportions are right. Upper body is just massive, and you can tell that this Venom is just official looking at the head sculpt. So this is one of my favorite figures. And you know, like I said, I didn't want to be biased to all the other figures, but it's just one of my favorites, and I feel definitely it has to be either at that number 7 spot or somewhere within that middle of the top 10. So Monster Venom coming in at number 7. Alright guys, one of the newest builder figures out is the Kingpin, coming in at number 6. One of the reasons why I was really excited about the Kingpin being dropped is because you haven't seen Kingpin since Toy Biz dropped Face Off. And when Marvel Legends Face Off came out, they did 2 variants of Kingpin, one with a black suit and one with the white suit. But here you see Kingpin in the traditional white suit, and definitely Kingpin, who's the leader of organized crime. And you know, you see him in Spider-Man comics, you see him in Daredevil comics. So Kingpin has really been affiliated as a top villain within the MCU, dying for them to bring him out as far as in the cinematic universe. But looking at Kingpin, this is definitely a well done and well sculpted figure. Comes with 2 head sculpts. Here you see the mean look on Kingpin's head sculpt. Just looks really mean. Kingpin being very strong as well. He's definitely not a pushover as far as in the villain world. But you look at the other head sculpt that they gave him. This is a brand new builder figure, by the way. And it's just, he looks more serious there. But Kingpin came out with a lot of cool Spider-Man figures. One of those figures was the Red Goblin, and also Night Trasher and Silver Sable, which these figures were amazing in this set. So definitely a set I would get just for the Kingpin builder figure. And they did a great job with the cane there. There you see like the small diamond on the cane, and just a really nice figure. So this Kingpin is coming in at number 6. Alright guys, the Hulkbuster. This is my definitely number 5. I think he's the barrier in between that top 10 list. Hulkbuster is just really cool. One of the biggest figures that was done and brought out by Hasbro. So very excited when the Hulkbuster came out. Then later on, of course, for those of you that don't know, they dropped them through Marvel Studios, the Wave. In Marvel Studios, he came out with the Hulk, and that was a really cool Hulkbuster. Very similar in scale to the Build-A-Figure, but of course more cinematic. They gave him a more metallic look in that Hulkbuster. But definitely the Hulkbuster stands tall. This is one of the most massive structures, and plus, I mean, like I said, if he can stand toe-to-toe with the Hulkbuster definitely has a place as number 5. So this is the Hulkbuster done by Hasbro. Alright guys, coming in at number 4, very difficult. I know a lot of people would be like, well, how come you didn't go with the Hasbro Apocalypse? I'm sorry, man. I'm just like, I gotta go with the size on this one, and it's Apocalypse. The Toy Biz Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. It's just that when you're putting him with your X-Men, Marvel Legends, this figure stands out, you know, and Apocalypse, as you know, grows in size, and definitely he is, you know, a monster to go up against the X-Men. So I'm gonna have to go with number 4, the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure of Apocalypse. They just got it right as far as size and just a massive structure. Love what they did with the tentacles you see over here in the back, and they just have them, you know, posted up, and it just looks right. Very cool job with the hands. As you can tell, the fists are closed, but it's just very cool figure. Obviously, if the joints sometimes get a little loose, you might have to you know, fix that up by getting some of the parts back again to just, you know, keep it up to date and keep it fresh, because the Apocalypse is one of those figures that definitely stand tall on this list as number 4. Alright guys, coming in at number 3 is the Toy Biz Build-A-Figure Galactus. We haven't seen Galactus brought out. Obviously, there was only one Galactus that was brought out, and that was through Marvel Universe. not Marvel Legends, Marvel Universe dropped a, I believe he's like close to like 18 inches, and that Galactus is very, very cool. I have him in a box set, so I'll be getting into that soon. But this Galactus right here is done by Toy Biz. This is one of the coolest Builder figures, obviously because of the size, and the reason why is because, like I said, when you are putting him on display, you want Galactus and these characters that are super in size against all those other characters like the Fantastic Four and so forth, the Silver Surfer. So Toy Biz got it right again. This is definitely one of my favorite Builder figures. Galactus definitely stands tall as number 3 in the top 10. All right, guys. Coming in at number 2 is Fing Fang Foom. How can you deny him that spot? Fing Fang Foom is very rare. One of the most expensive Builder figures, period. And he's just so cool. This actually was one of the hardest Builder figures to ever create. Very happy that I do have it. However, most collectors are dying to get their hands on a Fing Fang Foom. The reason why they don't is because obviously now Fing Fang Foom is a ridiculous price for Fing Fang Foom. But like I said, I got it when the wave came out. I'm an old school collector, so yeah, I got the old school and the new school. But this is Fing Fang Foom, and this is definitely just a massive structure. The detail in Fing Fang Foom is amazing, and he's very rare. So he definitely has to stand tall at a number 2 because this is one of the most valuable Builder figures, period. So Fing Fang Foom, the Builder figure, coming in at number 2. All right, guys, coming in at number 1 is Marvel Legends Toy Biz Sentinel. This Sentinel, when it was dropped by Toy Biz, was probably one of the highlights of me buying that wave. Is not only buying the wave, but trying to get more Sentinels because I just love the way this Sentinel looks. It's one of the hardest, to this day, it's still one of the hardest hitting BAF figures out there, period. And not only that, but the price value of the Sentinels have gone up drastically. We're talking about anywhere between $150 to $200, maybe even more. And it's just so cool how Toy Biz, when they dropped Marvel Legends, they dropped this figure, and to this day, I don't even think Hasbro has matched up with a Sentinel like this. This Sentinel is just so cool. It's one of the oldest Marvel Legends out there as far as Builder figures, and they got it right in color, in detail. Even the hands have those tentacles that the Sentinels shoot out to kind of grip the X-Men and so forth. So this is really, really one of the best Builder figures out there, if you ask me. The Sentinel definitely is number 1, and it earns its spot just because if anyone has a Sentinel out there, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. He's just so massive as a structure, and if you have 4 or 5 of them, you put them up in a real cool collection against the X-Men, and there you have like the most amazing battle scene, period. So the Sentinel standing tall as number 1, so definitely one of the best Builder figures out there. All right, guys, a couple of honorable mentions that really, really were tough for me to decide whether they made the list or not, but that's, of course, based to opinion. Everybody's different, but definitely the Red Hulk Builder figure is one of them. Definitely one of the hardest figures for me not to throw in there. Sandman, the Builder figure, definitely another figure that was definitely hard for me to throw into that list. I really wanted to give these guys a spot, but it's just there's so much contenders now. Apocalypse, the Builder figure, obviously I was going to go with the Toy Biz one over the Hasbro, but like I said, that's up to opinion. And then the Gladiator Hulk from Ragnarok, the Wave. So these are some of the honorable mentions of Builder figures that really, really I like. I just couldn't factor them into that list. However, like I said, If you guys have any comments, hit me up on the comment section and definitely let me know what you think as far as my top 10 Build-A-Figures. All right, guys. I'm definitely gonna do it because even though Pitt is not part of the Marvel Legend wave, this Build-A-Figure is so massive and stands out as an honorable mention. Some of you that know who Pitt is, those of you that read the comics back in the day, Image Comics came out with Pitt and Spawn and all these characters, and Pitt just stands tall as one of probably the greatest Build-A-Figures done, and they got it right. This Pitt Build-A-Figure is just so cool. One of my favorite Build-A-Figures, definitely. And this is not part of the Marvel Legends wave. I'm just going to bring that out there. This is from Image Comics. He came out in a Build-A-Figure set with characters like Judge Dredd, Savage Dragon. So he is definitely a contender as a Build-A-Figure, just not in the Marvel Legends. However, of course, some of you that know who Pitt is are going to be like, well, it doesn't matter because he's just such an amazing Build-A-Figure that he definitely stands tall to be mentioned, and definitely one of the best figures out there as far as Build-A-Figures. So Pitt, if you could get your hands on him, he's from Image Comics. That's the old school Pitt that you're looking at right there, and this is one of probably the most detailed Build-A-Figures out, and very difficult to get as well, but just a really massive structure. I have them posed up against my radioactive Hulk, and they look like they're about to brawl. So Pitt as an honorable mention from Image Comics. Shout out to everybody who watched the top 10. Of course, like I said, it's opinionated, but you guys hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you thought, and definitely hit us with a like. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for the next notification. I'm G Infinite. Peace out, YouTube.